Hi there, my name is Jessica Freeberg and I work with the Office of Early Learning. So today we are going to just learn a little bit about first then charts. So usually we use first then charts for lots of different reasons. Maybe it's motivation to get a student to do something they maybe don't want to do. Sometimes we use it to clarify transitions and to help support the rituals and routines that are happening. And sometimes they just need to know what's coming next, what to expect. So when we're talking about first thens, you could just use it verbally. First, we're going to clean up our toys and then we're going to go outside and play. That works. Sometimes you need the visual. So when you use the visual, mine looks like this. I have some Velcro on it. On the inside, I have some of the other visuals that I might use. Yours does not have to look like this. It could, but it doesn't have to. So when we're using it, I might say, first, we're going to clean up. Then we are going to go outside. You will need to first teach what the pictures are. And you're going to want to teach those at a time when the student is calm and when you're calm and when things are good. A lot of times in the classroom, I used to like to sit down at breakfast and have a conversation about what some of the pictures were. And then sometimes I just leave it on the breakfast table. First, throw away your breakfast items, then sign in, just so certain students would know what to do. So when you first begin, you're going to want to make this preferred choice over here something that they really want to do, because the first might be something they don't like, but if they see that they get to do something they really like maybe Play-Doh or playing outside, they're going to be more likely to do the first thing. And once they get the hang of it and they know that they get to do the next thing, then you can put things that are a little bit more challenging. Like maybe instead of showing outside right away, I might show line up, first clean up, then we're going to get in line. But at first you might not be able to show get in line because they may not want to get in line. So I would show that outside picture first. So after they understand how to use the first then chart, sometimes you can just show it and you don't even have to say it. You could just point. Sometimes hearing words can make kids feel kind of upset. So the fewer words we use, the better. Especially if they're not doing the first thing, you really don't want to keep repeating. I would just point to it as the reminder. Something else with this, be consistent. It's not going to work if you just try it like here or there. Commit to doing it, and sometimes it even takes like a week or two for the kids to really get it down and to figure it out. You could use it in different places. You could use it at home. You could use it at school. There's all different ways you can do it. So I think that is everything. And thank you for your time.